What's up, Saiyan Army? Welcome to the video. So today we're going to be doing a 30-day calf challenge. So last night I was laying in bed and it just dawned on me that I haven't really hit calves in a while. I've been slacking and it's time for me to get back on it. And during this quarantine time, being stuck, at home and everything, now I have all the time to actually do this challenge. So I'm very curious on what the results will be. It is April 18th. For the next 30 days, I will be hitting calves every single day. And we will see how much they will grow. I know for sure that they will grow just because I haven't hit calves over the past month. So I know that high frequency calves definitely works. I've worked with a lot of clients, even clients with the worst and crappiest calf genetics ever, help them grow and build their calves by programming it into their workout programs. So I know this works. I'm just kind of curious about how much it will. So first off, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications because we'll be doing more videos like that. Leave a comment down below if there's any other types of videos like this that you guys would like to see, and let's get into it. All right, so the first thing that we got to do is get a measurement of my calves. I don't think I have the worst calf genetics in the world. I think they're definitely above average when I train them consistently, but I haven't trained them in over a month now. Pretty much ever since the quarantine started, and even a little bit prior to that, I was getting a little lazy with my leg training, especially doing calves here, at home in the hyperbolic time chamber makes it a little bit more difficult. So I'm gonna show you guys later how I'm gonna be doing my calves. So whenever I measure them, I'm gonna keep it flexed. I'm gonna also plan to measure them every single week so you guys can see the progression, how much they grow every single week. I think in the first week we'll see the most growth. However, I'm not sure. All right, so this is in centimeters. I believe that's the biggest part of my calf. So it's about 40 centimeters on my right leg. So let's go along to my left leg. I'm left-handed. I'm not sure if this really matters with my calves. I know my arms are slightly different sizes, especially because of my injury, but I think that's the biggest point. A little under 40 centimeters. Yeah, pretty much 40 centimeters. I have no idea what that is in inches. Let's convert it. So it's 15.7 inches, which makes me a little sad because I didn't expect them to be that small, but it's okay. That's why we're doing this challenge. So 15.7 inches or 40 centimeters is my starting point, and today is my starting day. And let's show you guys the plan of attack for the next 30 days. Also, I took my weight this morning. I weighed in at 175 pounds. For those of you guys that are gonna be curious, I'm 5'8". I am also in a lean bulking phase. So for the next 30 days, just for the experiment's sake as well, I'll plan to keep my weight around 175 to 177 pounds at the most. But yeah, I'll be weighing myself throughout the thing, and I'll show you guys my weight at the end of 30 days just so we can know. Obviously, if I gain a lot of fat, some of the fat could go to my calves as well, which, would ruin the experiment. So that's what I plan to keep my weight around. All right, so here's how I'm planning to do my calves for the next 30 days. I'm gonna be doing single leg calf raises off these 45-pound plates right here. So I'll be using a weight belt, and I'm gonna strap a kettlebell to my waist. And my plan of attack right now is what I'm gonna start with is I'm gonna start with 4 sets of 15 reps with the 30-pound kettlebell. Then the second week, I'm gonna do 4 sets of 15 with the 40-pound kettlebell. And then for the third week, I'm gonna do 4 sets of 10 with the 50-pound kettlebell and work my way up to 4 sets of 15 with the 50-pound kettlebell. From past experience, once I get to about 4 sets of 10 with the 50-pound kettlebell, that's pretty heavy. Typically, I don't do sets of 15, so obviously I'm looking to make some strength gains as well and just progressively overload the calves as we go. Also, one last thing is I am doing cardio just because we're quarantined right now. I need to get my daily steps and get my NEAT up, so I have been doing cardio about 4 to 5 times a week on the treadmill. I do use my little toesy shoes, my barefoot shoes, so they do work your calves a lot. So that's another factor that we got to take into consideration. But on top of that, I don't think it should make a big deal just because that will stay pretty consistent throughout the 30 days as well. And then we're going to do it nice, slow and controlled. 4, 5, all the way down, pause, all the way up to the toes. Whoops. So change of plans. Turns out my calves are really out of shape. We ended up doing 1 set of 15 and 3 sets of 10, and tomorrow I'll probably progressively do the same thing. Alright, week 1 check-in. My calves have been lit up every single day, minus like the last 1 or 2 days where my calves are finally kind of acclimating to hitting them so frequently. Last week when I measured my calves, they were 40 centimeters. And let's see what they are today. 40.5 centimeters on my left. So right leg's a little bit less than 40.5. If I can get my calves to 41 to 41.5 by the end of this challenge, I'd be super happy. We got 3 more weeks left, so let's keep on going. Alright, so it's week 2 of the quarantine calves check-in. It is May 2nd. Last week we did 4 sets of 10 with 30 pounds. And this week we did 4 sets of 10 with 40 pounds. I think instead of going into 50 for my 3rd week, I will increase it just to maybe 4 sets of 12 or 15 with the 40 pounds instead of going straight to the 50s, because it's heavy. My calves just aren't that strong yet. Right side was 40 and 8/10 centimeters. Left side was 40.5 centimeters. Like this week, everything's starting to get a lot better. I've been doing yoga in the morning, been doing lots of mobility work and everything, and my left side's feeling a lot better. So hopefully in weeks 3 and 4, it can catch back up again. But we're making slow and steady gains. To be honest, calves is getting boring as hell doing these every single morning, but I do it for you guys and we're halfway there, so let's keep on trucking. So week 3 calf check-in is day 22. The only thing we changed as far as the calf training went is instead of going up to 50 pounds like I initially planned, I ended up staying with the 40 pounds, and instead of 10 reps like I did in week 2, I increased it to 12 reps this whole week for week 3. So that's a total of what, 8 reps per day per leg on each calf. So it's almost like a whole extra set, just because the week before I was only doing 4 sets of 10, so 4 sets of 12. Training's been going good, still a lot of tightness in my left leg, which we're working through. I'll talk more about it like once we finish this thing. Honestly, I'm sick of doing calves every day, but we have 1 more week to finish. Let's measure the calves. Take these measurements with a grain of salt. I'm doing my best to find the largest part on my calf. I notice if I kind of like go on this higher side of my calf, that usually ends up a little bit bigger. Right side was 40 and about 9/10 centimeters. You could even argue it's closer to 41. Left side was significantly bigger. Last week I measured at 40.5. So this week it was 40 and 9/10. So about a 4/10 increase, 4/10 of a centimeter increase on the left side. So happy with that. This next week what I'm planning to do is hit the 50 pounds for 4 sets of 10 reps. I'm gonna go with 8 to 10 and just kind of go by feel, but I'm shooting for 4 sets of 10 with the 50 pounds for the rest of the week. So super excited, let's go. Alright, so it is day 31 of the 1 month or 30-day calf challenge. Right now I'm about to weigh myself to see if there's any changes in my weight. I do expect myself to be a little bit lighter than previously, and I'll go over that later on in this video and why. And we're gonna get the final measurements. So yeah, let's check this weight. 175. All right, so we started this challenge on April 18th. It is now May 18th. Starting measurements for both the left and right were 39 and 3/4 centimeters. So let's see what we got today. All right, so right is at 41 centimeters, I think exact. Left is a little over 41 centimeters. So 41 and about 2/10 centimeters. All right, so before we begin, guys, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, you will not regret it. This was my first 30-day challenge, and it definitely was not the most fun 30-day challenge. I mean, training calves every day isn't the most fun thing to do, but it's something that I felt could help a lot of you guys watching. And I know this is a common theme, especially in the fitness industry, that if you don't have calves and you don't have the genetics for calves, then it's like you might as well not put in any effort and not train them at all, which I believe is completely false. You know, I believe in building an aesthetic physique and working on those weak and lagging body parts. And this is something I want to do to show you guys that, you know, you can, because as I've said it throughout this video, I've helped a lot of clients bring up their calves, you know, even when they have the worst genetics, you know, they still grew and improved. And I knew that by increasing volume and frequency, the calves will grow. The calves are, you know, one of your fastest healing muscles on your body. Although the first week of me doing calves was pretty much sore every single day. Prior to that, I didn't train calves at all throughout the whole beginning of the quarantine. So my calves were very detrained. I did have some atrophy probably. So the first week and a half, my calves were sore every single day. But they quickly adapted to the training frequency, you know, and hitting it every single day. So now my calves don't even get tight at all. They just get, you know, pumped. And that's something I noticed, that at the end of the challenges, my calves just constantly felt pumped. Something else that I did change while going through this challenge is I started walking a lot more. So I started increasing my steps. You know, right now we're in the quarantine and my activity levels are very low. So I set a goal to hit 10,000 steps every single day. You know, yes, the walking and stuff might have helped, you know, stimulate your calves, because yes, you use your calves a lot when you walk. It's just like when you see an overweight person that has, it's hard to find an overweight person that has small calves. And reason being is because when you're 300 pounds and you're walking around on your calves, you're stimulating your calf muscles every single day. You know, it's like if you take a 300-pound person versus a 150-pound person and you compare their calves, for both people, maybe they don't lift weights, maybe, you know, all they do is walk around. You know, maybe that's their way of working out, is just going on walks or whatever. The person that's 300 pounds are gonna have bigger calves every single day of the week. That's something that I believe in. That's something I want to prove and show to you guys. So starting calf measurement was 39 and 3/4 centimeters on both sides. They were even. My left side, as I talked to you guys throughout the challenge, kind of was getting a lot of tightness, and I was getting a lot of lower back tightness that was running to my glute, down my hamstring, and down to my calf. So about throughout the first 2 weeks, I was getting left side calf tightness, and that's when I was doing a lot of stretching, lots of foam rolling, and it felt to the point where I almost couldn't fully contract my left calf just because it was so tight. Yeah, so that was definitely a struggle, and I think that's another reason why my left side calf kind of caught up and is actually bigger than my right side. I stretched it out and was able to loosen it up, so now I can actually fully engage and contract my calves while doing them. So during week 1, I started with the 30-pound kettlebell. I hit it for sets of, I believe I set it for sets of 15, but I only got sets of 10 because 15 was just way too heavy. Like I said, I haven't trained calves in a while. And week 4, we did the 50-pound kettlebell for sets of 10. So 4 sets of 10 reps every single day. Now, as you guys saw in the clips, it depended whether I did it morning or night. You know, it really depended on my schedule. I tried to, especially when my calf was tight, I tried to either get it done away from my training, so it would either have time to loosen up, or I did it towards the end of my training, so then it didn't affect my training in any single way. Because sometimes I would do calves and it would kind of tighten up my glute and lower back in return. So I kind of had to space it out, and it also depended on my schedule and how everything went. So that's pretty much the end of the video, guys. If you guys can take anything away from this, you know, it is that no matter what your genetics are, you know, you can't change them. And this is something I preach on my channel all the time, is you can't change the genetics you've been given. You know, yes, I would love to be 6'2", 220, but that's just not in my genetics. You know, I'd like to have broader shoulders. I like to have a wider back. I would like so much different things, but your genetics are your genetics, and you can't change that, but you can work on them. So no matter how bad your calf genetics are, you know, I challenge you guys to train them. You know, do your own 30-day calf challenge. Tag me on Instagram. Let me know that you're going through it and doing it. Like I said, just make sure you stretch a lot because those suckers will tighten up real fast on you. So again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, like the video. For online coaching, email me, gokuflex@gmail.com, for those of you guys who want to ascend and, you know, want me to help you guys on your fitness journey to go Super Saiyan and beyond. For programs, check out SaiyanArmy.com. I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love, strength, and honor. Aloha.